shattering historical event. It changed everything. But I want to tell you a story that I heard about 20 years ago that I received when I received a church newsletter in the mail. It's the story of a boy. I'll call him Sam because I have no idea what his name is. I can't remember. 20 years ago. We'll call him Sam, and he was attending their Sunday school class. He's about 10 years old. And they were there on Easter Sunday. The teacher passed out these big plastic Easter eggs that break open, and she told them, go out into the churchyard and find something that means new life to you. And so she sent them out. The kids all ran out very excitedly into the yard, gathering up things, and came back in a few minutes later. And she started calling on them. And you would expect the normal kinds of things. One child had a flower. Another industrious, energetic little boy had a lizard. I'm sure she wasn't too happy about that when the lizard got away. And then they came to Sam. Now what I didn't mention is Sam is mentally handicapped. And oftentimes his answers were just a little different than the rest of the class. But the children all really liked Sam. So when she called on Sam, Sam took his egg and he opened it, and there was nothing there. And a few of the kids laughed, but the teacher said, Sam, your egg has nothing in it. And Sam said, the tomb, it emptied. It emptied. And I get chills every time I tell that story because Sam got it right. He understood the resurrection. And what I want to share with you today, I could end it right there, that'd be pretty good. I put a lot of time into the rest of my notes, so I feel like I need to go finish out here. But I want to share with you the power of the resurrection. That's a powerful story, but the resurrection itself is far more powerful. Paul wrote this to the church in Corinth. For what I received, I passed on to you as of first importance, that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, that he was buried, that he was raised on the third day according to the Scriptures, and that he appeared to Peter, and then to the 12. After that, he appeared to more than 500 of the brothers at the same time, most of whom are still living, though some have fallen asleep. This is one of my favorite passages about the resurrection, because it mentions the 500 people that Jesus appeared to all at the same time. And when someone challenges and says, no, I don't believe the resurrection ever happened. I mean, the 12 disciples, they were the only ones that said they saw Jesus. And then I pull this out. And they might say, they just added that in to give it, some credence. But the truth is, Paul never would have written that because in their day, in his day, there were people saying Christianity was false, that Jesus never rose from the dead. And if he had put that in, all they had to do was say, well, where are the 500? Just let me see a few of those. And of course, since it was true, he had, some of them had died. So let's say 495 people ready to give as witnesses. So Paul, his whole life was changed when he encountered the risen Lord because of its power. So there are three quick truths about the power of the resurrection I want to share with you. Number one, it is a truth that confirms our hope. There is a future existence. Number two, the resurrection is not just for really good people. It's for all people who believe. And number three, Because of the resurrection, that future existence is going to be incomparably wonderful. So number one, the resurrection confirms our hope that there is a future existence. A lot of people today in our society, in our culture, and around the world believe that if the world can just come up with a few more scientific discoveries to make life better, and if we can all just learn to get along, then we can create this wonderful utopian human society. The problem is there's one catch to that. Number one, we're all full of sin, and so there's a lot of evil people running around, so it's going to be really hard for us all to get along. But number two, there's this little thing called death waiting for all of us. Well, there are people who believe that death can be defeated also as part of that whole creating this utopian society. As a matter of fact, Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, he spent $430 million on anti-aging research, and he gave $200 million to a cancer institute at the University of Southern California. And he was often quoted as saying, "Death just never made any sense to me." And then in 2014, Google founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page announced that they were beginning a $1.5 billion company called, what's it called again? Calico, a life extension company focusing on genetic research and the development of pharmaceuticals that will target diseases associated with old age. And then Amazon founder Jeff Bezos gave $116 million to Unity Biotechnology, whose aim is targeting cellular mechanisms at the root of age-related diseases. And these are just a few of the millionaires, ultra-wealthy people who are trying to defeat death. But they can't. And they never will. Death is that one universal constant that will never change. And it's only when we let go of that dream that humanity can fix everything that we can then turn and recognize the truth that Jesus was a real person who died on the cross and rose again. And it makes all the difference in the world. The second point, and that assures us of that future existence. That was the whole point of the first point. I almost forgot it at the end there. It's all right. And then the resurrection is not just for really good people, it's for people who believe. It's the second point. I love to study the lives of the saints, and so I've read about St. Patrick and St. Francis. Of course, we all know Billy Graham, and many of us remember Mother Teresa. And here's the thing, I know I can never be like them. I mean, their lives were so pure and holy and good. How can any of us possibly live up to the way they lived? Well, the truth is, if I asked each one of you to grab one of those little cards in the pews, number one, we wouldn't have enough cards. But secondly, if I said, write down something you feel guilty about, something tells me it wouldn't take us too long to come up with something. I know my list would start very quickly. The truth is, none of us are good enough. And our culture today wants us to think that all we have to do is be good enough and then eternity is ours. But they never quite define where that line is that good enough is. Where's that line? And then it moves. If they ever mention it, they mention it again, it moves, it changes. There is no magic line of good enough. I look at Mary Magdalene in our story today in the gospel. Jesus cast 7 demons out of her. Can you imagine the disaster that her life was before that? That got her to that point that she was in such terrible shape? And yet she became one of the most devoted followers of Jesus, to the point that she was the first one that he appeared to. Which is really extraordinary when you think about it, because in their day, women were second-class citizens, and for her to be the first eyewitness is just extraordinary. It's unheard of in their day. So you see, being a Christian is not about how good you can be, because Mary Magdalene and all of us are not good. But it's about what we choose to believe. And then number 3, because of the resurrection, the future eternity will be incomparably wonderful. Now this is going to be a short point, so hang with me, okay? We're almost there. No other religion or philosophy on the planet can give us this guarantee. I mean it. I'm saying this is a guarantee that eternity is going to be wonderful. Why? Because Jesus rose from the dead, defeating death. And when we put our faith and trust and belief in Him, then we'll live forever with Him. No more pain, no more suffering, no more grief, no more heartbreak, no more loneliness. Just eternal new life in heaven with Him. I want to end with a reading from one of my favorite series of books. C.S. Lewis wrote the Narnia series. And at the last page of the last book, then Aslan turned to them and said, "You do not yet look so happy as I mean you to be." Lucy said, "We're so afraid of being sent away, Aslan, and you have sent us back into our own world so often." "No fear of that," said Aslan. "Have you not guessed?" Their hearts leaped and a wild hope rose within them. "There was a real railway accident," said Aslan softly. "Your mother and father and all of you are, as you used to call it in the Shadowlands, dead. The term is over. The holidays have begun. The dream is ended. This is the morning." And as he spoke, he no longer looked to them like a lion, but the things that began to happen after that were so great and beautiful that I cannot write them. And for us, this is the end of all the stories, and we can most truly say that they all lived happily ever after. But for them, it was only the beginning of the real story. All their life in this world and all their adventures in Narnia had only been the cover and the title page. Now at last, they were beginning chapter 1 of the great story, which no one on earth has read, which goes on forever, in which every chapter is better than the one before. One day, I will feast at the table with Jesus.